What is up? I'm Zach Pfeiffer, and this is a recap of Survivor 46, episode 9, Spicy Jeff. And I think this was the best episode of the season, y'all. I thought it was so fun. I thought Jeff was fun. I thought Tribal was fun. I thought the Scramble was fun. It was just like a fun episode, and we're gonna dive right into it. I think one of the most interesting things is coming back from an already super chaotic tribal council, and with these 90 minutes, we're really able to like sink our teeth into like the reactions to the votes. I feel like in the past we usually get like a minute or two of like them getting back to the beach and then being like, oh, that was a crazy vote, and then they move on to the next day. And I find that in this season we've been seeing like the fallout, and this fallout was huge, especially from Tiff. We love Tiff in this house, and to have her idol be exposed by Q like that is devastating, because it really does lower Tiff's chances of winning this game. Now she is a much bigger target than she was a day before. So like she comes back and like rails Q, and it's just like, what is wrong with you? And Q's like in his own world. It's clear like Q is like had to just like depend on himself for a lot, so he only has his perspective, and that's what we're seeing right now. He like kind of just like, no, I was trying to save you, Tiff, and Tiff is like, nah, we're done. Meanwhile, Liz is really sad, and Liz is losing it. Liz has not been eating because she's allergic to everything, and she's really trying to make a name for herself in this game, and she fought to get Tevin out. Like it was going back and forth, even through the Q thing, but Tevin went home, and a lot of that had to do with Liz, and now everyone's talking about Q, and no one's talking about this big move Liz made, which she's upset on in the moment, but I do think it's gonna help her game along long term. So people don't see Liz as a threat or pulling moves, and then in Final Tribal Council, if Liz is there, she can be like, I got Tevin out. Listen, like I was a part of all these votes, and like you guys were going left and right and weren't even looking at me, and look where I am, and look what I did in this game. So we also love Liz in this house. She has come a full 180. I hated her in the first episode, bragging about her money, but like, boss bitch, she better have her money, and she better play this game of Survivor. It is great. We get the tree mail in the morning about dividing yourselves into 3 teams of 3, which is great. You know, like, shake things up, why not? And letting them choose as well is a nice touch. And I might be crazy, but I think in seasons past when they've done this, the team that lost, the first 3 people that lost their votes. I think. They didn't do it this time. Nice. And Jeff is spicy. Jeff is being so spicy this season. He straight up was just like, I think you 3 are gonna lose. And they're like, thanks, Jeff. He's like, what? I think you're gonna lose. Which is funny because like the audience wants Jeff to be a little bit like more quitters and stronger and have more opinion, and like if you watch Australian Survivor, Jonathan I think has a nice balance of opinion and like banter with the contestants that's really lovely, and I find that Jeff is slowly like backed away and just let them play their game. But Spicy Jeff, in his opinion, is like, I'm gonna bully these idiots. It's like, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. They don't lose first, but they do lose second. The teams were Ben, Kenzie, Tiff, who lost in the first round, and then we had Liz, Q, Venus, who lost in the second round, and then the final endurance challenge was between Maria, Charlie, and Hunter in this like painful torture device. And Charlie wins, and Hunter, he should have held on for dear life, because you knew your back was up against the wall, and like you did have an idol in your pocket, but well, we saw how that happened. So we get back to camp, and it's like, all right, well, the obvious threats are Q and Hunter. And then everyone's like, well, this is a fantastic time to pull a blindside off. So they're running around trying to figure out who they're gonna get, and Kenzie comes up with the idea, and it's like, listen, my girl Tiff, we love Tiff. We gotta get her out with her idol. And I'm curious about this. Like, I really thought that Kenzie and Tiff were gonna be like lockstep, but it does seem that like Kenzie was like ready. And I'm curious if we just didn't see any edit of like Tiffany being like, yeah, I'll cut Kenzie when I need to. Because honestly, between the two, we're getting a lot more of Kenzie's perspective and not as much Tiffany. So I do think Kenzie's gonna win out in the end. But yeah, it's interesting that she was so willing to do it at this point, even before Q, because like she can continue to work with Tiff, but like she cannot work with Q anymore. So it feels like a similar situation with like Tevin wanting Soda out, like getting rid of a number before you actually need to get rid of them, because we still have 9 people in this game. So I don't know if that was necessarily the best move, but Maria loves that idea because Maria wants Tiff out, Charlie's all for it, and then Charlie goes to talk to Tiff, and Tiff is like, yeah, I'm playing my idol. I'm playing my idol. I'm playing my idol, which is the move, I think. If you have an idol, it's public, you're just like, well, I'm just gonna flush this right away. You know, especially that first tribal. So it gets you, it's like, you're playing a gamble, but if everyone just found out about an idol and then you're like, oh shit, everyone knows about my idol, I'm gonna play my idol, regardless if I'm the target or not, then that's gonna steer the vote away from you. You know, the risk of like, maybe they'll throw some votes on you, but like, I think you can get by and then play your idol at the next one and ensure 2 more. So Tiff going from 9 to maybe final 7, which I really hope that happens. And then the conversation is, you know, okay, well, if not Tiff, then maybe we get Hunter out. And then Hunter's like feeling really good about this Tiff vote. Maybe it's Q. But then he starts watching people and people are talking still and he's getting paranoid. And then he's like, I have an idol and I'm going to play it. And so now everyone's like, well, what do we do? Like, do we vote Q then and just get Q out and like just hope that's what happens? And then like, Q is running around last minute being like, and Hunter's talking to Venus and Liz, and it's like, maybe we vote Ben because like that's a safe option, and we know he's not gonna be safe, which is not a bad idea on their part, but it's like minutes before tribal council, like you can't get that going. So, and you know, we go into tribal council like very unclear about where this vote's gonna go, especially like, you know, we even see Venus is like, if we have to get up and talk, we will talk. I think she was talking to Tiff there. So they get to tribal council and like Jeff, I don't know if he was trying to be sassy or he felt bad about his previous comment at the challenge, but he decided to bring popcorn and he, cause he brought a little cushy for his butt. He bought popcorn and then gave everyone popcorn, which is like, I know they only got like a little kernel, but that didn't seem too spicy, Jeff. That seemed very kind of you. Especially for Liz, who was like, I haven't eaten in 3 days. So the question is Tiff playing her idol? Is Hunter playing his idol? And I think if either is gonna play their idol, the other will. And neither do. So when we get to the votes, I'm like, shit. I honestly thought it was gonna be Tiff for a second. And then we get to the vote, and Tiff doesn't get a single vote. It's 4 votes Q, votes Hunter, and 1 vote Ben, which is so funny that Q did that. Why did Q vote for Ben? Why? He should have just voted for Hunter. Seal to steal Ben, but no, we got a tie. We went to a re-vote, and everyone turned on Hunter, and except for 1 vote for Q, which I believe. Hold on, who did that? I want to know who did that. 1 second. Who voted for Q the second time? And like, why would they do that? Oh, Liz. Liz, why'd you do that? Oh, I know that because Liz is like, I want Q out and Q has to go. But everyone else changed their vote to Hunter. Hunter went home with an idol in his pocket. When I play Survivor, I know it's a tricky thing. Like, it's power in the game. It could really save you when you need it, but like, I would be mortified if I went home with the idol in my pocket. So I would do anything in my power not to let that happen. And that power is playing the idol, especially if you know everyone's targeting you. Sweet Hunter, mega fan. He's gonna go crazy after this, and he's a great player. I think he has a good solid chance of coming back in the future, but oh, sweet Hunter. And now we're down to 8. We got 1 idol left in the game with Tiff, but everyone knows about it. And the real question is, will Hunter's idol be re-hidden? because Gems wasn't, or at least we didn't find it on Siga's beach. So 8 left, and the next episode looks very spicy. There's like Liz losing her goddamn mind, and there's like some like voiceover of her just screaming. I think this might be a Liz episode, and I am curious to see what will happen. How much longer can Q remain in this game? Venus has just been floating for so long, and now she's in the final 8, and I'm here for it. But like, can she sustain herself? Will they catch on to Maria and Hunter, or Maria and Charlie being so close? And like, you know, does Tiffany, is she gonna play her idol? Is she gonna find out that Kenzie targeted her? Is that gonna screw Kenzie over? And is Ben just gonna float his way to the end, just being a vibes dude and like a pure rocker? Like, looks like it. But that was episode 9, y'all. I love Survivor. This was a great episode, and I can't wait for episode 10. See y'all. Oh my God, I didn't say who I think's going home. Oh, take that kiss back. Bye. So, with the people remaining in the game, I've said Q for the last like 3 weeks. I think he can only keep dodging that bullet so many times. So I'm gonna say Q again, but it could very well be anyone. This game has been so unpredictable. I don't think I've gotten a single prediction right. So I'm gonna say Q. Not that I dislike you, Q. I think you're great television. I just like wouldn't be able to work with you. It's insane. Yeah. So bye, Q. And that's all I got for you. See you next week, y'all.